I'm Alex Dreyker. I'm a Professor of Architecture at the Royal College of Art, Dean of that department, and I'm a practicing architect with DRMM Architects. And we are outside the Tate looking at DRMM's latest project, which is Endless Stair. Endless Stair is a prototype. It's a research project into making a new material or a new version of a material, namely a hardwood version of laminated timber, which is generally softwood. So it's cross-laminated hardwood, and it's a project for the London Design Festival to celebrate that week of special design in London. This project, I guess, was a celebration of stairs because one of the nicest things about architecture, I think, somebody once said, sculpture's gift to architecture is the staircase. And my team were interested in Escher's Endless Stair as a conceptual deceit, really. So we thought we'd make a rather simple version of Escher's sophisticated ideas. Endless Stair is obviously a real staircase with a real end. The idea of an endless stair is that it can be endlessly reconfigured. So it's not literally that stair that has no finish and goes up to heaven, but it's something that can be recycled and reused, and that its uses are endless and its geometry is endless. So there's 15 flights in this example, or this iteration, and they can be reworked and reconfigured with more or less, or split in many different contexts. All useful and practical architecture has its origins in some kind of experiment, and this project is an example of that. You know, we wanted to make a new material, cross-laminated hardwood, and we wanted to apply it, and we did so with a kind of sculpture, but actually there's a serious intent behind it, which is the application at the scale of buildings and larger structures. This structure is very useful, and you know what that use is? Pleasure.
I'm Su Fujimoto from Tokyo, and now we are in the Serpentine Pavilion I designed. The inspiration started from these beautiful surroundings. I came here to start this project last November, and then I was so impressed by the beautiful green surroundings. Then in November, no greens, but I can imagine how beautiful it is. So I tried to create in this green environment something between nature and architecture. So try to create the transparent structures which melt into the background greens sometimes. That was the starting point. And then I was thinking about, of course, this place could be the nice cafe or performance event space. So try to provide the diversities of the areas, diversities of the space where people can choose to use, sit on, or to climb up. So it is like a landscape, the artificial landscape. The ideas of the grid came to us in the process, and I found out it could be nice to have such a transparency, and the size of the grids is now quite small, the 40 centimeter and sometimes 80 centimeter. So it means huge amounts of the grids are creating the atmosphere. The grid itself is quite straight and rigid and quite artificial. But if you have such a huge amount of the grids, then it is becoming more like a organic, cloud-like or forest-like, tree-like. And I was fascinated by such a beautiful contrast of the really sharp, artificial white grids and the organic, formless experience together. Of course, the whole structure are made by grids, but then we started to think about how to block the rain. We couldn't put the roof on the structure because it spoiled these beautiful structures. So we tried to find out the way to put the roofs in between these structures. Finally, we found out the ideas to use the polycarbonate, transparent, round-shaped discs with tiling to each other to block the rain. And sometimes if the wind is coming, it starts to swing, and then it's more soft atmospheres. and the beautiful contrast with the grid.